Good morning, students. Today we will be discussing about Aurelia General Introduction. This is the beautiful picture of Aurelia aurata, in which today we will be discussing about its general details. Myself, Dr. Balram Sai, Assistant Professor in Zoology, Government Duma College, Bikaner. Aurelia. First, we will talk about the scientific classification. It belongs to phylum Coelenterata, class Scyphozoa, order Simistomi, family Almeridae, genus Aurelia, species Aurita, commonly known as jellyfish. The term jellyfish is applied to these animals because of the jelly-like material that makes up the major part of their body. The term is rather misleading as they have nothing in common with true fishes except that both are aquatic in habitat. A jellyfish is not a true fish because it does not have backbone. Jellyfish only have tissues whereas true fishes have highly developed organ system. Jellyfish simply drift with the current or force out water through mouth to propel themselves through water with a crude type of hydropropulsion. True fishes have powerful muscles that operate fins which propel them rapidly through water. Fishes have a well-developed circulatory system that pumps blood to every part of their body, whereas jellyfishes do not even have blood. If we talk about the distribution, the genus Aurelia is found throughout most of the world's ocean. The species Aurelia aurita is found along the eastern Atlantic coast of northern Europe and the western Atlantic coast of North America, in New England and eastern Canada. If we talk about the habit and habitat, Aurelia aurita is also known as moon jelly or jellyfish. It is found in warm and temperate seas all over the world. It is an inshore genus that can be found in estuaries and harbors. Aurelia aurita can be found either floating with water currents or freely swimming by the contraction movements of its bell. It is carnivorous and feeds on small animals with the help of its oral arms. It responds to various stimuli and is most active in diffused light. If we talk about the external morphology of Aurelia aurita, jellyfish is not a true fish as we had discussed earlier. In fact, this name is given to this invertebrate coelenterate animal as it is made up of jelly-like substance. This is the picture of the Aurelia aurita. If we discuss about the shape and size, Aurelia can be easily recognized by its soft umbrella-shaped body with 4 red or purple horseshoe-shaped gonads. As in the picture you can see, these are the 4 gonads which are horseshoe-shaped, and these are reddish or pinkish in color. And 4 long and narrow oral lobes hanging downwards from the lower surface. These are the oral lobes or oral arms, which are 4 in number. It has a convex aboral or ex-umbellar surface. This is the convex aboral or ex-umbellar surface, and a concave oral or subumbellar surface beneath it is the concave oral or subumbellar surface. Color of the animal. If we talk about the color of Aurelia aurata, it is transparent and bluish white in color, and the gonads are reddish or pinkish and are clearly visible from the body surface. So from this slides, two things are clear. It has an exumbellar surface and subumbellar surface. Exumbellar surface is convex and aboral, whereas the concave oral or subumbellar surface lies beneath it. Gonads are 4 in number, which are reddish or pinkish in color. And these are the 4 oral arms. And this is the ventral view of the Aurelia aurata, showing the subumbellar surface, in which you can see the mouth and the 4 oral arms, and rest will be discussing in the upcoming slides. These are the oral arms and these are the gonads, which are 4 in number and reddish or pinkish in color. Mouth and oral arms. The center of the subumbellar surface bears a short and inconspicuous manubrium. This is the subumbellar surface, and here you can see short and inconspicuous manubrium. These are the oral arms. And from each corner of the square mouth, long tapering frilled delicated processes called oral arms hangs downwards. This is the square shaped mouth, and from mouth you can see long tapering frilled delicate processes called as oral arms. This is another oral arm, and this is also the oral arm, which hangs downwards. And from the edges of the grooves consists of nematocysts. From the oral arms you can see the brachial grooves, and in these grooves nematocysts are present. The radii along which the oral arms lie are called fur radii. Here you can see this is the oral arm and these are the fur radii canals. Here one thing is important. Midway between the two fur radii, these are the fur radii, and in between these you can see these are the interradial canals. Here also interradial canals you can easily see, and finally between each fur radius and interradius, ad radius is also present. Here you can see the adradial canals. Next is the picture of Aurelia aurata, ventral view or subumbellar surface. Subgenital pits. Each of the interradius bears a circular aperture on the subumbellar surface, which leads into a small cavity called a subgenital pit. Here you can see the subgenital pit, and on each 4 interradii, 4 subgenital pits are present, and they lead into a shallow cavity, and their function is not clearly known, but they may help in respiration. Next is the gonads. Just above the genital pit, horseshoe shaped gonads are present. These are the gonads you can see, 4 in number, reddish or pinkish in color. The free arms of all the gonads are directed towards the center of the umbrella. There is no connection between the subgenital pit and the gonads. This is the subgenital pit and these are the gonads. So there is no connection in between the genital pit and the gonads. Next is the lappets. The circular margin of umbrella is broken into 8 lobes by 8 notches. This is the circular margin of the umbrella, and in it you can see the 8. Here you can see this is the notch, and similar second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth. These are the 8 notches, and each of the notch has 2 delicate leaf-like processes called as marginal lappets. And in between these lappets, a small secretory organ is present called tentaculosis or propylium. Here you can see the propylium or the tentaculosis. Next is the marginal tentacles. Here you can see in the picture. Between the notches, the free edge of the umbrella is surrounded by a row of numerous small delicate thread-like structures called as marginal tentacles. These tentacles have batteries of nematocysts. So these are the marginal tentacles, easily visible in the picture, and these have a batteries of nematocysts present. Next is the velarium. The margin of the subumbrella surface bearing lappets and tentacles form a thin flexible flap called velarium. This is the velarium, thin flap, and the velarium in Aurelia do not have gastrodermal canals running into it, and so it is called pseudovellum. The medusa from which such pseudovellum is called as ectraspidot, whereas it is different from the vellum of the obelia, which has gastrodermal canals running into it. The vellum of the obelia is a true vellum, and the medusa formed with true vellum is called craspidot medusa. That's all in today's lecture, and in the upcoming lectures we will discuss more about the Aurelia aurata. Thanks a lot for paying the attention.